I never thought in a million years that my first two YouTube videos would actually be something serious. The original plan was just come on here and just crack some jokes about some incredibly stupid shit that we see day to day on the internet. Obviously, that plan has completely went tits up because I'm about to be talking about our good old AI overlords. Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your fucking jaws because it's coming. I feel like everywhere I look, no matter where, like it could be MSN, it could be YouTube, it could be Twitter, whenever I open that for whatever reason, all I see is AI, AI, AI. I think the thing that has made my mind absolutely fry has, well, one, been automation, but second of all, has been that Sora 2 application that everybody's been posting about with those crazy, crazy realistic videos. Well, some of them are crazy realistic, but then you have the ones where it's like Plankton running away from 20 squad cars while he's stealing the secret formula from the Krusty Krab. Nonetheless, this technology is scaring the shit out of me, and it probably should scare you a little bit. One of the main reasons it scares me so much is imagine, I don't know, some videos that people can probably put out on there of, say, you, me, or your neighbor, Billy Joe Arnold II, doing some major illegal stuff, and the authorities have no way to tell if it's actually valid or not. Well, at least for now, they actually do have a way to tell. It's a little Sora 2 icon. It's a little faded Sora 2 icon in the bottom right of all these videos, which, in my opinion, that's just not enough, man. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the absolute infestation that AI has taken just on the internet in general, which is honestly kind of a big point. If you look over YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, really whatever, it's all over the place, especially in the short content sphere. You see it all over. I can't name videos in particular because I try to avoid that stuff nowadays. I mean, it really just rots your brain. I'm pretty sure there's studies that have come out that it actually shows where it damages your brain a little bit and definitely shortens your attention span for sure. Now on top of all of that, you can get the fucking AI slop involved in your short attention span brain rot app. I don't think I need to have Dr. Phil's levels of intelligence to tell you that all of this is bad news. Just completely stay away from short form content. Another thing, and I feel like it's really not getting enough attention, is mainly just the aspect that this AI stuff is completely taking over our whole education system. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm the first person to absolutely shit on how the education system is actually ran in this country. This country being the United States, I actually don't really know how it is in every other places when it comes to college, but you have to take a shitload of prerequisites here just to get to like the 2-year stretch where you actually want to do what you came to college to do. But it feels like we're in a time where kids are just basically busting out ChatGPT or really anything just to write their essays for them. And I know that there's been some teachers that have kind of caught wind of this and are catching on and, you know, taking action to stop this. But still, like, you're telling me that fucking these kids aren't just ChatGPTing like literally all the answers on their online assignments or the assignments that you give them when you go home. And I could be completely wrong. This could really be actually helping people in the long run. I bet you it is helping people from a day to day kind of understand, like break down things, because you can essentially just spark note everything. I don't know if you guys grew up in the kind of the same time frame that I did when spark notes were a thing. But those things were very helpful, especially when it came to like reading assignments or really just any sort of summary assignment that you had to actually do inside of class. But now it feels like you can actually just take really any form of content that comes out of the educational space and just have ChatGPT break it all down in like fucking 2 minutes, right? All I'm going to say is this, is if I had AI when I was growing up and actually going to college, and I was sitting inside of a classroom that was an open book test, I mean, dude, I'm using AI all day. AI is going to give me 100% on every single test. You can't tell me that it won't. And before you call me a hater, I mean, I understand that the times are completely changing. I mean, if you look back in the day, man, and you look at like the basis of like what a calculator was, yeah, the kids in the 1920s didn't have a damn calculator. They needed to do it all on a piece of paper, you know what I mean? And now I can just whip out my phone and I have a whole entire laptop just sitting there where I can use a calculator. I can use the internet. I can use really whatever I have at my disposal, right? And I guess AI is just the new tool. But if you're personally asking me, I want the people that are going to be doctors, people that are going to be lawyers, I want all those people to actually hit the books, man. Know what they're talking about, serve the public well, you know. The few things I've talked about are really only scratching the surface of what I consider to be the next industrial revolution. I feel like I'm going to be making more and more videos about this in the future because the goalpost seems to just never stop when talking about this stuff or really just thinking about this stuff. It feels like every single day I go into the news, I'm learning something new about AI or there's some new breakthrough with AI. And one of the main things that actually caused me to make this video was a video that was posted about 2 weeks ago by Bernie Sanders. Whether you love him or you hate him, I don't really care. I try to keep politics aside and out of the way because I think arguing over them is really dumb. I think the man brings up some pretty valid points and quite a few of them at that. I'm going to try to go Dark Souls speedrun mode on this because I don't want you guys sitting here all night. One of the major points that actually stood out to me was basically just the wealth inequality that is going to kind of spread throughout the world and just get worse and worse and worse. You have people like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all dumping billions of dollars into basically automation. And I feel like this automation is already taking over in places that are outside of what you and me probably see on the day to day. And I'm kind of talking about countries that mainly rely on production and export of those goods from factories and, you know, all sorts of places like that that can be automated. I feel like those countries are going to be in a place where they are going to have to be forced to build basically their own economy and have to evolve with the rest of the world and have to catch up just to even stay alive. Now, I could be blowing smoke up my own ass, but that's kind of the way that I see it. And when we look at my own country, my country being the United States, I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of these jobs just kind of disappear, like within the tech sector, within the finance sector, and, you know, honestly, probably every single sector here in the next 10 years. All of this is just going to line the pockets of these already billionaires that are going to be cutting labor, cutting people's jobs, cutting people's livelihoods just completely from existence just to make a few extra dollars and just to raise the stock a little bit more. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a load of shit to me. Another thing that is kind of branching in my mind and something that he talked about was just kind of basically the automation was just going to decimate jobs all over the sector. I mean, some of these numbers, I'm reading this from just a breakdown. They're saying fast food counter workers are estimated to be 89% replaced, accountants 64% replaced, truck drivers 47% replaced, which, by the way, that's absolutely insane that we're going to have automated trucks on the road. I don't know how I feel about that. You guys let me know, because if I see a truck, a full-blown semi 53-foot truck blazing down the highway with nobody in it, I'm probably going to freak the fuck out just a little bit. Teaching assistants 65%, and honestly probably many more across the whole, you know, white collar district. I honestly feel like in about 10 years that all of white collar jobs are just going to be absolutely gone. But let me ask you this question. There is quite a few things that come into my mind when I think about AI taking all of our jobs. If AI takes all of our jobs, there's two things. Who's going to buy all the stuff and who's going to pay all the taxes? I feel like this will just absolutely collapse society kind of just as a whole, if you ask me. I mean, what are you going to do? Make the fucking robots pay taxes? Sure. Honestly, thinking about it, we are the damn United States. We'll figure out a way to tax everything, even if it's the birds. Another thing that was stated in the video was Bernie Sanders basically estimated that there's going to be 100 million people that are going to be losing their job, or could be replaced, I should say. Not exactly losing their job. Just to put it in perspective, I think there's only about 165 million people inside of the United States that are working right now. I'm no mathematician, but I think that's around a 60% loss casualty rate right there. That's honestly horrifying to read, and that's honestly horrifying to really think about. Seems like there's a lot of corporations that are already kind of acting out on all of these policies and already putting them in place with automating things. And, there's probably a lot of things in your daily tasks that are already being automated that you don't really know about. Like me personally, I mean, in my own company, I run about 4 different things that would require 4 people back in like 2000 or 1990. But here I am, just me, doing it all. Anyways, like I said, it feels like the goalpost is just never going to end and never going to stop moving with this. And it's just going to keep speeding up and speeding up and speeding up. And in 10 years, we're all going to be looking ourselves in the mirror and just asking what is real and what is fake. Also, anybody who watched my first video, my mic sounds a lot better. At least I hope. For some weird reason, I thought it would be a really, really good idea to put a fucking sock on the microphone when recording, acting like, a little foam pad. I wanted to, act professional in my first video, obviously. Whatever, man. The video is beautiful. It's super scatterbrained, and I'm going to do a better job of just containing my thoughts before I just start yapping into a microphone. I also don't want to make this YouTube channel just completely fucking doom and gloom, because it seems like that's what I've been doing, and that's honestly kind of what I've been feeling as of recently, but there's a lot of fun things that I want to do with this YouTube channel, and if you guys have any ideas on what you want to see, what you want to see from me, drop them below. I'm thinking that we can just do, kind of some more content like this, but less serious stuff. I'll put a link down to the video that I got some of this info from down below. If you haven't seen it, you should probably go watch it. It's a pretty damn good video and pretty insightful if you're kind of into the whole, doom and gloom nature of what society has come to nowadays. But anyways, guys, peace.